The moment the courtroom camera zoomed in, the courtroom was already silent. But when the judge looked at the screen and the prosecutor stopped mid-sentence, that silence turned into something else. Fear, not for the accused, for the people sitting behind him. My name is Daniel Mercer, and 3 years ago, I was accused of murdering my own wife. Everyone believed I did it, except one person, the man who almost sent me to prison. The night everything changed. It was raining the night Olivia died. The police said the storm helped me. It washed away footprints, covered tire marks, blurred the timeline. But storms don't erase screens. And according to the neighbors, there was one. At 9:17 p.m., I told them I was home, cooking dinner, waiting for Olivia to return from her evening walk. But when officers arrived, she wasn't on the street. She was in our living room, on the floor, blood on the white carpet we had bought just 2 months earlier. And the murder weapon? A kitchen knife, from our own drawer. That was enough for them. Husband, no forced entry, financial stress, life insurance policy. Classic. Too classic. The trial that was supposed to be easy. The media called it the perfect domestic crime. They replayed footage of me being escorted into the courthouse every morning. My face became a thumbnail. Cold, emotionless, guilty. The prosecutor, Marcus Holley, was known for one thing: never losing. In 17 years, he had never lost a homicide case. And he was confident. "You argued," he said during opening statements. "You fought about money. You had motive." He held up the knife inside a clear plastic bag. "And you had the means." The jury barely looked at me. They didn't need to. The narrative was clean. Too clean. 3. The first crack. On day 4, something small happened. So small, most people missed it. The medical examiner was asked about time of death. "Between 8:45 and 9:30 p.m., she said. Marcus nodded confidently. But my defense attorney, an exhausted public defender named Claire Bennett, leaned forward. "Doctor," she asked quietly, "could the time be slightly earlier?" "Unlikely," the examiner replied. Claire paused. "And if the body temperature readings were affected by external conditions?" The prosecutor objected immediately. "Speculation. Sustained. But I noticed something." Marcus looked uneasy. "Just for a second." 4. The video no one expected. The turning point didn't come from my lawyer. It came from the court itself. The courthouse had installed new, high-definition cameras after a security incident months earlier. They recorded everything inside the courtroom. Normally, that footage never matters. Until day 7. Marcus called his final witness, a tech analyst. They were about to present cell phone location data. That was the final nail. According to the data, my phone was near the house at 9:12 p.m. Case closed. Except when the screen lit up. The analyst hesitated. "That's strange." The courtroom shifted. "What is it?" Marcus asked. The analyst zoomed in. The timestamp on the metadata didn't match the printed report. It showed a modification. 3 days after Olivia's death. The courtroom camera zoomed in automatically on the screen. And that's when everything changed. 5. The silence. Marcus stood still. Too still. "Explain," the judge said. The analyst swallowed. The raw data appears to have been altered before submission. By whom? Claire asked. The analyst looked at the access log, and then at Marcus. Only one authorized user accessed the file after extraction. The room froze. Marcus Holley. Gasps filled the courtroom. Marcus immediately objected. This is absurd, but the analyst continued. There's also a secondary ping. Claire stepped forward. Where? The analyst typed rapidly. The courtroom camera zoomed in again. The secondary ping wasn't at my house. It was 2 miles away, near Riverside Park, at 8:52 p.m. 6. The real timeline. Riverside Park. That's where Olivia used to walk. The screen neighbors reported 9:17 p.m. If Olivia was attacked in the park at 8:52 and transported home later, that changed everything. Claire requested an emergency recess. The judge agreed. Outside the courtroom, reporters swarmed. Inside, tension suffocated the air. For the first time since my arrest, people weren't looking at me. They were looking at Marcus. 7. The hidden connection. During the recess, Claire worked like someone possessed. She dug into Marcus Hale's background. What she found was buried deep. Marcus's younger brother, Ethan Howell, arrested 2 years earlier. Assault in Riverside Park, case dismissed. Victim refused to testify. That victim? Olivia Mercer, my wife. She never told me the attacker's last name, just that she wanted to forget. Suddenly it wasn't about me. It was about revenge. 8. Back in court. When the trial resumed, Claire didn't hesitate. Your Honor, the prosecution has failed to disclose a conflict of interest. Marcus objected. Overruled. Claire presented the police report from 2 years ago. The name, the location, the pattern. Marcus's face lost color. You manipulated the phone data, Claire said calmly. You redirected suspicion, and you hoped the jury would never see the raw file. Marcus stood abruptly. This is outrageous, but the judge wasn't listening to him anymore. He was listening to the analyst and to the timestamps. 9. The collapse. The jury watched in stunned silence as the metadata logs were projected. Again, .entry access. Marcus Hayne. Modification time. 11:43 p.m. 3 days after Olivia's death. He had the file. He changed it, and he submitted it. Why? The judge asked. Marcus didn't answer, because he didn't need to. Everyone already understood. His brother assaulted my wife. The case was buried. 2 years later, Olivia was murdered. And instead of reopening suspicion, Marcus chose to control the narrative, blame the husband, close the case, protect the family name. 10. The verdict no one expected. The judge declared a mistrial immediately. Charges against me were dismissed pending investigation. Marcus Hall was escorted out of the courtroom, in handcuffs. The same cameras that once framed me as a killer now captured him. The prosecutor, the man who never lost everything. 11. The final twist. Months later, investigators reopened Olivia's case. Security footage from Riverside Park, enhanced and reprocessed, showed a familiar face. Ethan Halley, Marcus's brother. DNA evidence, previously overlooked, matched him. He had attacked her once, and this time she fought back. He panicked, and Marcus tried to bury it. Ethan was arrested, convicted, life sentence. 12. The moment that stayed with me, but that's not the part people remember. They remember the moment the courtroom camera zoomed in on the metadata, on the name, on the truth, because justice didn't start with a confession. It started with a glitch, a tiny inconsistency, a detail too small to fake perfectly. And in a room full of assumptions, it was the only thing that mattered. Ending line, retention booster. They thought the courtroom was watching me. They didn't realize the courtroom was watching them.